we had met with Tripp Skipper back in December, and Tripp shared with us some of the plans for Four Corners, and we felt like this might be something that we could be involved in. So Tripp told us that there was a trip planned for this time in March, and so we said we'd like to do that. We'd like to go over and investigate what Four Corners were planning in northern Uganda. But we also had some people from Church of Brook Hills that was doing a medical trip with Four Corners into South Sudan the week before this was planned. So we were able to tag along with them. So we spent about a week in South Sudan with a medical team going into 5 different villages. And Sandra, why don't you tell them kind of those villages and where we flew into and things like that.
Well, we flew into Entebbe, and then Mission Aviation Fellowship flew us into South Sudan, into Mundri, and we worked in 5 villages between Mundri and Juba, and they were very small villages: Mata, Wito, Boigi, Wiro, and Lanyi. And we set up clinic in each of these villages each morning. And we saw, in the course of the week, we saw around 1,000 patients, and we had a doctor, we had dentists, we had a vision clinic, and had nurses and pharmacy people to help us dispense the pharmaceuticals. So I guess the greatest physical need there right now is clean water and also medical help. We saw a lot of malaria. Nearly everyone we treated, from infants, 3 weeks old, 6 weeks old, on up to the elderly, we had to treat for malaria. And many of them have parasites, a lot of infections. So the medical is a tremendous physical need. And I would say the clean drinking water is a tremendous need, because many of these medical problems are caused by impure water. There's a tremendous spiritual void here in South Sudan. Even among those who claim to be Christians or claim to be Christ followers, there's a misconception of what the true gospel is. And we really have a need here for training and discipleship of the church leaders here, because Christianity here is a mix of true gospel and superstition. There's still so many superstitions that have been passed down through the years that it's Christ plus the old superstitions, Christ plus what the witch doctor tells us. So there are just so many misconceptions that they just need biblical truth. So we need to be training up leaders here. We need to bring in Christ followers who can disciple these Christians and help them get a knowledge of the true gospel, so that they are training up leaders who have a true sense of what Christianity really is.
We've also been told that there are a number of teachers that are falsely teaching a prosperity gospel in an area that is in such poverty that's obviously appealing. Then there are those who are leading churches talking about salvation through works. And so obviously the true gospel needs to be brought here very clearly. Specific things we can pray for is that the harvesters be provided. The fields are definitely white in this part of the world for harvest, and we need to pray for harvesters to come here and to spread the gospel, and that's spread through many ways. Certainly the ways that we were able to share this week with physical needs, addressing physical needs, but at the same time we were able to share the gospel with a number of folks, and there were a number of folks who claimed to become followers of Christ, and we had that opportunity for sure that people can be praying for. Another thing is to just come. They need to come. If they have not come, they need to come and see the needs firsthand. It doesn't matter how well someone can describe it to you or how good their pictures are to show you. you can't really grasp it until you come and you hold that child, or you see that adult that's totally blind, or you see the child that is not breathing. You can't get any physical responses from that child. Until you see those things firsthand, you really can't know what it's like here.